The COVID-19 pandemic continues to take its toll, with 115 people losing their lives statewide on Saturday. 13 of them were from Western New York. Meantime, the 7-day rolling average of positive tests for the Western New York region remains steady at 6.2%. The number of patients in the hospital is up slightly tonight to 471. Well, many restaurants, as you know, are suffering because of the pandemic. And as 7 Eyewitness News reporter Jeff Rusak tells us tonight, one of Western New York's most popular places for wings is now joining a lawsuit against the state over COVID-related restrictions.
Duff's is one of the most famous places in Western New York to grab some chicken wings. But with 4 locations in the Erie County orange zone, no one can sit inside a Duff's and enjoy their food.
We're confident that everything will be okay. But for us to make it through these next few months, it's going to be really tough.
The co-owner of the Duff's at the Eastern Hills Mall says he's joining some 40 other restaurants in a lawsuit against the state. They're suing to allow customers to return to in-person indoor dining.
Nobody wants to hire an attorney. We're not doing this to take a victory lap on the state government. We are doing this purely to advocate for our businesses and our staffs.
Duell points to the state's own numbers that show restaurants and bars only account for 1.4% of the spread of COVID-19 cases in New York.
The governor's guidelines and the restrictions that he had in place, whether it's masking and distancing and plexiglass, it was working.
The pandemic also halting plans to expand Duff's. The hope was to have a Duff's off of Elmwood Avenue in the city.
It would have been very difficult. And I think in hindsight, when we canceled that back, I think it was May or June. I think in hindsight, it was probably a good decision, but we're definitely not closing the door on Buffalo.
The case goes to court on Monday. A representative for the state has called the lawsuit frivolous. Jeff Rusak, 7 Eyewitness News.